happy right
So what
now.
did you want to talk about? Like, you guys didn't bring nothing to this party.
Okay, I did. Okay, I get Dr. Dre, the Chronic album
Yeah.
is now
Ew.
in the Smithsonian for being culturally significant. Someone on Reddit was like, "Oh wow, like that
That's
whole
all.
album, he disses like Easy E and all his enemies, and literally." And I remember
That's
because
what
when
you
I saw that
know.
post, I was like, "Oh man, that's so true." Because the intro's 2 minutes, but you hear Snoop dissing all these dudes and telling him to suck his dick after.
Yeah. And that's in
You're
the
the
Smiths.
Smithsonian.
And this album is in the Smithsonian, which is crazy.
Wow. Wow.
So when you think, "Oh, I should have brought the CD with me
Hey,
here."
go right now, go online and find literal quotes from the Chronic, and let's read them out loud to the
Okay,
people.
yeah,
And now this is what we're archiving for future generations, so
okay.
we don't lose these quotes. I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember, like, I can't remember the Chronic. It's been so long since I've listened to it. Do you remember anything from it, Ian?
Not really. I can't think of it right now. It's
Okay,
been
I'm
so. I remember borrowing it from
Awesome.
Joseph back in like what was it? Were we in grade 9?
Oh
Yep.
man,
Or maybe
probably.
grade 10 when it came out?
Hold on, I'm gonna go grab it. Where is it?
Look at Lester.
But yeah, I remember
Okay.
borrowing it from Joseph and like listening to it a few times, but that was a long time ago. I haven't given that album a listen in I'd say over 10 years.
Oh, here it
First
is.
time I got that album, Lester recorded it on tape for me in grade 7, off his CD.
Oh wait, no, you know what? I was thinking of 2001 I borrowed from Joe. So
Oh,
the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the original one. Oh man.
So yeah, this
Lester, you
one.
gave me that one. Yeah, there it
So
is.
this is
Was
the
that
original OG press from 1992.
the one from your parents' house?
What? Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because the first time I heard that album, you made me a copy on tape from that CD.
Oh, okay.
And then my mom came down to me listening to it, and she's like, "What the heck are you listening to?
Yeah.
What is this?"
I remember Lester could always listen to like all the gangster rap and hip hop he wanted, and same thing with Annalie and Anthony. Like their parents let them listen to whatever, and I would never be able to listen to that, especially like being like a 12, 13-year-old kid.
Right? Yeah. Well, the thing was, like, when my dad found out we got into hip hop, obviously got like older cousins, right? He basically told me and my brother, like, all this stuff that they rap about, if they did it in real life, they would be in jail. I was like,
Yeah.
and then you think about it, yeah, that's true. So,
Okay, Lester, tell me that. What is the cultural significance of the Chronic, though? Why is it in Smithsonian? Like, what has it done to our world?
oh man, it changes. Fine, this is like OG G-Funk, man. This album, look at this. Look at the inside, too. Look at that.
Wow. Ooh. The Chronic Leaf is gonna be in the
But
Smithsonian
man,
too.
like the production on this, the lyrics, like man, even the skits, like this is why it's kind of funny because you look at the track list, right? So it goes nothing but a G thing, and then after D's nuts. Everyone remembers D's nuts. Remember that? Yeah.
I honestly don't. I remember Easy E.
Oh man.
I did Chen.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Did
I gotta
blah,
listen to that again.
did blah 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 get at you today? Get what? These nuts. And then he like starts laughing, and then he like hangs up the phone. And it's crazy because kids, when they say that, right? When they reference that, they don't know it came from
You don't
this.
even know where it's from.
They don't know
Yeah.
where it came from. And that's like, oh man, that's a freaking Chronic, man. But
Does that peeve you off because you work with kids like that? They don't know this is the source.
oh man,
Not what they listen to today.
it's hard. It's tough, man. Going through
What are
some
the
of
kids
this.
listening to today, though, Lester? Tell me, what are the kids like on the street? Your ears there. You know what they're listening
Oh
to.
man.
Like Drip.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
like Migos, Little Yachty, like all that stuff, Little Uzi Vert, like stuff like I can't listen to, and it's funny because so like we'll be in an English class or whatever, we're going over metaphors and similes, and I tell these kids straight up, the rap we used to listen to had all of this metaphors, similes, and
Yeah.
like just how the English language can be like just mix so much to form like a song, right? And you actually have to listen to a song a couple of times to actually find it. But obviously the music today, right? It's like, right, Cat in the Hat, right? Like we can make a song about Donkey Kong with the bong, bah, 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 right? Like
Is that to repeat it over and over again,
They
eh?
just repeat it
Oh,
over again, yeah. Like
Kong, Hannah,
so,
Hammer.
yeah, man. Just in general, right? Like lyrically, rap is just garbage.
Is this so far removed now from like? Do you consider the Chronic then like an art form, an art piece, and everything today is kind of really far from that?
From this, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Who are
yeah.
the artists today though? Like, if in your opinion, because you're a music guy, right?
Yeah.
Who's the artists today that still embody that spirit of hip hop that we kind of grew up with in the '90s?
Oh man.
Anybody?
Oh man. Logic. There's a rapper named Logic I listen to. Little Brother came back. Um, man. Who else? Oh, Denzel Curry. There's a guy named Denzel Curry who's really freaking good. Yeah, man. Oh,
Are any of these people relevant?
what? No, because
Are
no
they
one
relevant?
listens to that stuff. Like you say somebody like, oh man, like you listen to J Cole. Oh yeah, J Cole. Okay, so remember at the All Star game, J Cole was freaking he was like one of the guests or whatever for the All Star game, and I
Mhm.
kid you not, man. The next day at work or at the school I work at, right? It's just like, oh, Mr. P, have you heard of J Cole? Dude, I've heard of J Cole a decade ago. I knew him before he was popular with his mixtapes. Don't school me. I'll school you.
That's crazy, man.
But it is what it is, man. Like, obviously, right? Like, if you told a kid, like, we were listening to Ja Rule, like, and he was popular, they'd be like, what is
Well,
this?
don't tell that to Rick, man. That's the greatest album of all time.
Oh, man. I wanted to rip that
Oh,
post so hard. Because I was going to say it was popular at our time, yeah, to dance to, but, like, just the only reason why Ja Rule was popular back then is because one, man, like I bet you any of us listen to a Ja Rule song, we remember like some weird dance somewhere in high school or some weird moment, right? So it's all memories. That's all it is. But yeah, man.
okay, I got Ian. I gotta ask you, Ian, though, because you are kind of the more. I put you up there, like with Plato and Socrates as the theorists of
It's
thrift
because of
dweller.
his beard. Yeah,
You
yeah,
look like
yeah.
it. Put a toga on.
Yeah.
You could be a Greek statue. Do you agree that the Chronic should be? Where is it going to be, Lester?
What? It's in the
Where,
Smithsonian, so it's there
Smithsonian?
forever, man. Culturally significant. There's gonna be people in 200 years. Let's listen to the Chronic.
Ian, do you agree? Do
I
you agree?
iconically probably, but in order to actually put like a informed like position on that, I would have to re-listen to it because I haven't listened to that album in like over a decade, I think.
Okay, bring it back next week, Ian. Listen to it. I'll listen to it, and we'll see
Yeah.
how
Well, you know
ridiculous it
what?
is.
I think I have it on vinyl, and I haven't put it through a listen yet. So
Yeah.
Hey, let's listen to it. Let's listen to it and come
I
back next
remember
week.
getting it, and I don't even think I opened it yet.
Yeah.
I don't
Let's
think I have
listen to it. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it again, and then we'll bring it back next week and talk about it again. Because that's big news for our era, I guess.
It is. Oh man.
Yeah.
Like
Are they
this,
gonna put doggy style in there too next, or what?
they should. Oh man, this is another conversation.
Oh,
What's
let's
better,
hear
this
now.
or doggy style, man? Me and my brother say doggy style's better than this.
You Lester, like you had like a few years jump start on this stuff. Like I remember getting into it a couple of years later. Like you were probably into it in like grade 6, grade 7,
Yeah.
and I got more into it grade 9, grade 10. Like, and I was like, my oldest sister had a really good like rap and hip hop and R&B selection of CDs, and I would go in her room, take her CDs, and I would record them. But like that's when I kind of started getting into it more, like a couple years later after you were already like hard into it.
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of things that even in just those couple of years that like I guess I probably wasn't talking to you about those things, and I wouldn't even have ever probably listened to. So I don't know. Like the Chronic, I don't think my sister had that. That's not one of the ones she had.
Because people would steal these.
Yeah. But she had all the Tupac, she had all the Biggie, she had what was that one where it's like a compilation
Thug Life?
of rap? I think the Beastie Boys was one of the ones on there.
Oh, nice.
But
Yeah.
she had like a good collection of stuff. But yeah,
I'm gonna say Lester was the source. Like
Yeah.
in our school, in grade 7, in high school, junior high, Lester was the guy you went to when you needed to know about what was relevant. Like there would be people who like, ooh, I'll say Jason, hey Jason, what's up? Shout out to you, I miss you. Jason's taste in hip hop were always kind of like me and Lester would laugh at it. Like, oh man, the greatest. I mean, Lester like seriously, like cannabis.
I
What?
remember. Oh man, this is grade 10 graphics. So it was me, Paul, and Jason in that class, right? I like. Oh, Still Dre came out. Okay, so this is Chronic 2001 because it was like 1999. We're in grade 10 or whatever. I was like, oh, did you hear Still DRE or whatever? Because it was just the single, right? You wouldn't hear an album yet. And I was like, it's all right. I don't know yet, man. And then you realize, right, it grows on you. At first, I didn't like that song, Still DRE, but
It was different. Like nothing else was sounding like that at the time.
oh hell
Like we
no.
were so far removed from Cypress Hill. I guess Cypress Hill, like mid-90s. That's the Cypress Hill sound to me, anyways.
Yeah.
Ding 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 kind of shit. But anyways, we'll come back to this. It's
yeah.
hilarious. Congratulations, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Hit you up with what?
The richest hip hop artist. Who's richer, him or Jay-Z? Before we end this
Oh
off.
man, I heard Jay-Z had lots of
Jay-Z,
money.
eh?
Or P. Diddy, one of them, man.
Yeah, P Diddy's not a rapper.
I guess so.
He's a producer.
P. Diddy
I
killed
guess-
Biggie. I'm kidding. That's another conversation.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what we should talk about?
What?
Can I put this up on the spot? I want
Yeah,
Lester to
I'm
say
gonna
it.
type it in right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put Lester.